And he's like, oh yeah, I didn't get to it. I was like, well, it's just a text. He's like, yeah, I use Instagram a lot to communicate. I was like, well, that's not gonna work. I was like, I don't use Instagram. I always thought Instagram was like pictures, you know, you like take pictures and send them to people. But apparently, like, people communicate with that. I don't get it.
I thought text messaging was like a home run because it's like,
yeah. That's got to work.
You know, the mail would get there in like 3 days or something. Like, this is going to get to you in like 3 seconds.
Right. Yeah.
But it's kind of funny because Facebook is kind of old people too. Yeah. And older than I am. And you guys are kind of lumped in there with that. And now the younger generation is doing the Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, stuff like that. Or, is that right?
Well, and it's almost cool.
Or maybe not Instagram.
It's almost cool to.
I think it was Snapchat, the guy said. Yeah, it was Snapchat, I think.
It's almost cool for people to not respond quick again. So we're going backwards. Like you said, the mail, 3 days. And then you could get a text message like that. And that was really cool. Now everybody's like, I'm going to wait for a day to respond to you. And that's cool.
Yeah.
I use Instagram for this, but I don't have an Instagram account. So I think I'm right in the middle because I have a Facebook.
Yeah.
But then I don't use TikTok. Or Twitter, stuff like that. So
you said you had a torn ACL. What year was that?
So I tore that in 2019. It was like just after Christmas. So it was like kind of right at the beginning of like COVID was kind of happening around then. But I was like in denial, like looking back, like I heard you hear / like feel a pop.
Mm-hmm.
And I was down, but I was, put ice on it. And I walked off, to the car that night. We were playing in Cross Plains, like in their Sunday night league.
Oh. Huh.
So like, I'm like, okay, well, maybe it's not as bad as, so I remember going like for like 2 weeks straight. I went to, cause I really wanted to play in like the alumni tournament.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to just go rehab. So I went to like the Princeton club. I'd go in like the resistant pool. I was doing anything that I thought in my mind would like, and it's somewhat like, it wasn't bending right, but I could like do things. So I actually played like a few volleyball games on it too. Definitely didn't have like the normal hop because we were playing like competitive indoor at that time. Looking back, because all that stuff was a bad idea. Like I should have just.
But some of it, like, because obviously we're the same age. Some of it too is just like when you're younger, you have an injury and like it's just kind of like learning how to play through some of those things. Like you're just like, no, that's just that's probably nothing. And then when it gets better 2 weeks later, you're like, oh yeah, it was nothing. So I'll just play through it. It's just like some of that's too. Just getting older, you're like, I'm pretty sure I know my body well enough. I think I've done something, but you don't really want to accept the fact that you probably have done something.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. And I'm like a young man who wants to go to the doctor as a young man, right? Like I'm fine, I can sleep it off or whatever. Like I can walk it off. Yeah, so that was around like COVID. So they were canceling surgery. So I think like I didn't get in there right away. I got in there like the summer of 2020. They couldn't do it until because of they just didn't have the space in like the hospitals and stuff. They like canceled that type of surgery. Any type of surgery that wasn't like needed was getting pushed out. So like and then rehab like went pretty well with that, but it was tough. I mean, even fast forwarding to today from when that happened, I haven't even really got a chance to like get back into it. I'm like really, hopefully later this summer, things keep going well, I'll be back on the court and stuff. Cause I'm like, that was always like just mentally being able to go and have like a run with guys and stuff. I needed that, even if it was a couple times a week. Cause like I could go to the gym. It's just like working out wasn't the same, but like when you're playing basketball, you don't even think about getting that exercise. It's just fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that was kind of always my like escape, I guess. Escape from life, go play basketball with some friends.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Like getting out and like running or like exercising to exercise. It's like I'm not big on that. But if there's a ball involved, it's like you don't really think about the fact that you're running around or whatever. It's just kind of way more fun, I think.
When I'm running on the treadmill, if I'm like, I'm looking at my watch and it's like I'm 3 minutes in. Like I thought I've been down here for like I just
Yeah. There's those guys that are real great like runners, and they'll go I just went out for a 9-mile jog. It was such a beautiful day. I was looking around at the scenery. I ran miles and miles. I always looked at my feet. I mean, I was like one foot in front of the other, waiting for it to be over with. It's just, I'm not a good runner either.
Yeah, I always imagine like that I'm further in my run. That's how I get through the run. I always imagine like I'm half a mile further. Yeah. And then when I get there, I'm like, no, I'm here. Now I imagine the next half mile. And then until I'm done, that's the relief right there. Yeah. There's never anything really that good either. Like if sometimes, at workout places or like at work, we've got like a facility you can use. And there's nothing on TV that's that captivating that keeps your mind off of what you're doing long enough.
The struggle, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes. So I don't know.
I was noticing, I was stalking you on Facebook. I noticed that your birthday is 3 days after Drew's.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was always, we had a few, I think Jessica Hurling was in between us. So it was
7.
always it was a birthday week at school. It'd be like
big time. And then like Nick Beal was the 20th, I think. Yeah. But he was a year younger than us.
But he was in our class. Yeah.
Yeah, that was always weird. And then Melissa Barris, she was like the 19th or something like that, I think.
You guys got good memories.
So,
and that's a lot for a class of like, our class was like maybe 62. I always say 62. I don't know what it is, but it was like really, we were a small class.
Yeah. Compared to the classes that were going through, like the year ahead of us, I think they had like 90 some.
Yeah. They were much
huge.
bigger than us.
Yeah. So yeah, we started the downward trend for heights.
Yeah.
Now I hear the class sizes and they're like 40s and stuff. I'm like,
well, our class I think was either 64 or 68, and that was in 2014.
Yeah.
So
okay.
And now they have 200 kids.
Yeah,
in
they were
high
just
school.
cracking 200, I think.
Okay.
So
it's 50,
I think we were like 220,
basically.
like 225 for. So anyway,
I think we were in like the 300s back when.
That sounds right. We were like
probably right.
Back then. We were like the definitely the small class. It was the other ones were all whether they're underneath us or above us were bigger than us.
Yeah, like Rory's the year below us. They had a big class too.
So your dad's Paul, Judy mom, and you have one sister, right?
Brooke, yeah.
Brooke, okay. And we had first cousin Jamie on back a while ago.
Aaron listens.
Aaron watches.
We went into the shoebox, and he said, "Hey, it's the podcast, guys." This was early on, and we were like, "Oh, you don't really get that treatment." So it was just kind of funny. You're like, "Oh boy, please don't say anything. We don't want anybody else to hear that."
Not being able to go out in public.
Without
being noticed. It's probably tough going to the restaurant.
It really is. We have to buy the restaurants out now. So
we've told people we just want to be treated like regular people.
So I always try to figure out, because everybody, when I was in high school, everybody went to school with a Brunner.
Okay.
Because your dad's family, how many were in your dad's family?
I want to say 8.
Just 8.
I should know this because like during COVID, I got really into like ancestry. So
you did? Okay.
Created all my, I want to say 8.
But there were some Brunners that were like, there was one Brunner family that was like 13. And then there was another Brunner family that was bigger than that. I know there are a lot of Brunners around. But your dad's family was about 8.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
And those other ones are distant cousins for them.
Okay.
So nothing, no one that I've met that was actually like first cousin or anything like that. So you're probably talking cousins of cousins.
Okay. Is Michael Brunner your
first cousin? Yep.
First cousin.
So his dad and my dad are brothers.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So I had that right. Huh. And where's your mom from?
Cross Plains.
Oh, she is.
The Myers. Yep.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Debbie and Sheriff's sister. That's right. So you have you're related to almost everybody in Black Earth and Cross Plains.
Yeah, I have a lot of connections.
Yeah.
Because your mom's got a pretty big family, right?
Yeah, they're even bigger than the Brunners. Yep.
Yeah, Tyler's dad is your mom's sister.
Yeah.
I always thought that was interesting. Tyler's dad's so big, like tall.
Tyler's dad is his mom's sister.
Yeah, yep. Marv.
So Tyler was in
our class. Yeah, he went to St. Francis
and Denny. Denny
and
Meyer,
Dennis
right?
Meyer.
Yeah, Dennis Meyer. Yeah,
Yep.
And he's taller.
We definitely have the Myers is where I got my height.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. I mean, your mom's not she's not super short, but
no, she's super short.
Well, I mean, I guess compared to her
brothers and stuff.
Yeah, like Debbie.
Or compared to my wife.
Yeah. We got the short end of the stick literally there.
Yeah.
So are your folks still working? Are they?
Yep, they're both still working.
Okay.
Mom's at UW Credit Union, dad's at PI here in Mesa. So works with Jamie.
Jamie works
there. How long has he worked there?
I would say probably sometime around like 2009, 2010-ish.
Okay. And what did he do before that? He
was a drywaller.
That's okay.
And then he tore his like ACL, MCL playing basketball down in Mesa, which made it, then he couldn't work. So which led into like, which I think he's glad led into this career. So
yeah. So you guys graduated in 2008. You guys played sports together, football, baseball. Did you play baseball?
You played football your freshman year, right? I played into my sophomore year. And then I think we both realized I realized it wasn't really for me.
Yeah.
Football.
Yeah.
He's trying to remember back.
Well, like I look bigger now, but I was like, whatever, 6'1", 6'2", and like 160. So I was like a tall pencil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I was a lot shorter than that. So, yeah.
But I do think we did play, freshman football. I feel like maybe I completed one pass the whole year because we never really threw it, and it was to Drew.
Yeah.
You were quarterback?
Yeah.
Okay.
All-time leading receiver that year. And
which like quarterback's not that fun though when you're not throwing the ball. Like nowadays they're playing like the 7-man. Like that would have been sign me up to play quarterback for that. But all it was making sure you knew which way to turn to hand the ball off.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't play. I played my freshman year and we were no good, so I stopped playing. I was no good. But they played. Pete Jopke came and they ran the spread offense. So they were throwing it all, which was crazy. It was like, didn't know you could do that at Heights.
The fans were probably confused. Yeah.
You're supposed to be putting the ball on the ground, 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
And we were having a little bit of a fun time back a couple of podcasts ago. And one of the questions we asked with our Wonder Wheel was favorite Phi Ed memory or activity. And we got on Stan Andrews.
Yep.
And so he was your freshman coach, wasn't he? So you had the same, when I was in school, and your dad, probably, Stan was there, right?
Yeah.
And he was there when I was there, and then he became the freshman. So you guys had something mutually the same.
Yeah. The same 6 plays, I think.
Screen, what was it?
Screen was like this, but he had his fingers, so it was like this, and sweep. It's like, I think they can, after the first 3 or 4 times, I'm pretty sure the guys know what we're doing over there. We're not very good to begin with, and now they know our plays.
It was always, do you need to scout Heights? Nah. You can just figure out their plays. Just watch
the pass box and you'll find out.
But did you play basketball? You played basketball all 4 years.
Yep.
And baseball
I think I stopped baseball in the like 8th grade summer or something and just
wasn't interesting to
you?
I
don't know. I don't know what it was. It was always long. Baseball was always a long season. It was during your summer, like the break. I don't know. Maybe it just got to me, but because my family they all grew up playing baseball. So
yeah.
Yeah, your dad played for the Bombers, right?
Played for the Bombers. I played for the Mustangs for one game.
Yeah, I remember.
I don't know if you've ever heard this.
No, he's one of us.
It was in Plain, right?
It was in Plain.
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't remember what year it was, but I was just carpooling with Scott Bushy. I went to was going to watch his game. I had nothing else going on. I'd I'm wearing cargo shorts and, probably slip on Nikes and t-shirt, whatever. So we get there and they're starting to freak out as like game time comes up because they're like, we only have 7 guys and like, they're trying to call these other guys that aren't answering. And so they're like, okay, well, we got Magoo will play. That's 8. He played right field.
Wait, what year was this?
This must have been.
Why didn't he tell us about this?
I don't even think I was
Everybody's
21. So I would guess I was around 20. So maybe 2010.
I'm trying to remember, was I there? Because either I remember the story or because I was playing for the Mustangs for 2 years out of high school. But maybe it was the year after I was done.
Yeah, you definitely weren't there.
Okay.
I didn't know anyone. So like they're like talking to Bushy and they're like, "Will your friend play?" And I was like, I'm trying to get out of it. Like, I don't have anything. And one guy's like, "I got an extra pair of pants."
Oh no.
Well, they outfit me with. Yeah. Trent had an extra pair of cleats.
Yeah.
So I ended up playing left field. and like hadn't played for how many years, but yeah, it was fun. I think we ended up losing 2-1, so it was.
You're coming up with all sorts of excuses, like, well, there's a stain on this jersey. I can't wear this jersey. There's a hole in these pants. What am I supposed to do with that?
Well, what was the hardest part of that? I mean, did you play in the outfield when you were?
I played usually like outfield, like left field or second base.
I would think like hitting would be the hardest thing to do when you haven't done that.
And I was never a good hitter, so it was. I remember the first time going up there, and I was like, all right, I'm taking the first pitch because I got to just see this, right? Like, I haven't been in a batting cage or anything like that for a while. So I get up there and I was like, whoa, this is much faster than I remember. So I think I like my first time up, struck out looking. I think the second time up, I've only batted 3 times. Second time up, worked it to a full count and I think I got struck out looking up. You know, it was a little high, but we won't go back to that. So my third time up, I think I was like leading off, and it was like towards the end of the game, and I was like, I have no chance because I don't think I'm going to hit this. So I went up there and already knowing what I was going to do first pitch, I was like, I'm going to let out a bunt. And I beat it out. So I'm
nice.
Really?
Career 333 hitter and home talent's nothing.
And then you retired.
Yeah, and then I retired after that.
Are you in the Hall of Fame?
I think I'm probably up top 10, I would think, for batting average. I'd have to check the records, but.
And then you were just done.
And then I was on base. So I'm like, okay, now I gotta run the bases. I haven't, and I'm like, I didn't even think that far ahead, but I'm like, looking, like the third base coach was doing stuff. I'm assuming for the batter because I had no idea what he was saying. So I'm like, I'm not going to steal or anything. I'm just going to
stay real close.
I'm going to stay close. I'm not going to get picked off. No, I think I got a couple balls hit to me and left that I caught. So that's what I was nervous for, like misplaying a ball and like losing the game because I had, missed a fly ball or something. But, no, so it went pretty well. It ended up being fun. I was definitely nervous. Like when it got close to game time, I'm getting dressed and like, oh, what am I doing?
I can't. Ooh.
Yeah, because basketball, I mean, obviously, if you haven't played football for a long time and then you try to play kind of a grown men's league, that would be kind of scary.
Yeah.
But baseball's quite technical. You just can't, I'll set some picks and get a few rebounds and play some defense.
Right.
You've got to get up there and hit with a little stick, and you haven't done that.
Read a fly ball.
Pretty lonely sport if you think about it. Like, it's a team game, but, it's kind of individual too. Like, you get up to hit by yourself.
Yeah.
If you pitch, you're all by yourself.
Yeah.
If you're playing a position, nobody can come and help you, help side defense or anything like
right.
that. You're just out there all by yourself on an island. Yeah. So, I mean, you have to work together, but it's like all individuals doing their own thing. Yeah. So,
I've never really thought about that, but like basketball is maybe just the free throw might be the only thing where you kind of are alone doing something without any help from anybody. Maybe punting and field goals, you're kind of, I know you're getting an assist, if you will, and people have to block, but it's still kind of just you having to do it. But I don't know. Baseball's an interesting sport. And you had no inkling to go back and play. They didn't sign you to a 10-day contract.
I think I let them know that this was going to be the last. Like I might show up 10 minutes late to the next game if I'm going to come watch, because I don't know what you guys are going to try.
I don't know if 10 minutes is safe.
Yeah.
In baseball, I remember that with like summer league games with my younger brothers. You'd show up and they were always looking for umps.
Yeah.
And so like I would do like 30 minutes plus, because otherwise, 10 minutes late, that's not too late. We got to have somebody on the bases, or it's like somebody behind them. It's like never too late to get somebody. It's just terrible.
So they're just standing around waiting for you to come. Like they figure you out, and then they're like, we'll just start 30 minutes later.
Yeah, we'll just wait.
Was that on a Thursday night?
Yeah, that was I want to say it was a Thursday night. And it was like, I don't know what they call it there, but it was like playing days or whatever. So I remember we hung around and they showed us how to shut the lights off. So they had to get going to what was going on in town, I suppose.
But like, they all knew that was your last game. Did they announce that and say, Jared is retiring and you got to tip your hat and stuff like that? Like
no, they haven't done it yet, but sometimes they like wait a few years before doing that. So I would expect that.
You're waiting for that.
I'm sure COVID plays a factor in that not happening yet. Yeah. So
what number were you? Do you remember?
I don't. I probably have a photo. I'm gonna have to I'll send you guys a
I
photo if
remember
I can
seeing
dig
it
it
on
up.
Facebook back when
Someone
it
took a photo of
happened.
me getting dressed. Like I was putting my belt on. I had like everything on but the belt.
That's a funny story
That
because
is.
I've never heard that, but it's not. I mean, one year, I don't remember what year it was. Maybe the first year you played, they had a problem because they had a bunch of guys coming from high school or college. Maybe it was for
We had a bunch of
Mazo.
college
They
guys.
played Sauk, and like Troy Hauge had to play, and he hadn't played in years.
John
and-
Adair's brother, Jason.
Yeah, I mean, they just were recruiting.
Yep.
Anybody
left
that-
and right. Yeah.
Anyone that could get out and throw
Yeah.
a jersey on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally.
That's how
yeah.
I got back into it. Is probably your second or third year
My
playing.
second year. Yep.
They didn't have enough guys, and so they're like, "Will you come out? Will you come and play left field?" And I'm thinking, I haven't played for 5 years, and so I was like, I guess sure. Don't want to let the home team down.
Yeah.
So that's how I got back into it.
So do you just stay away from home talent altogether so that you don't get, because you're still young enough to play, they could still recruit you.
I think they heard about my knee and they're just
Okay.
They don't even want to.
Damaged goods. huh?
Yeah. They're like, nope. No, I don't. I still go to. Well, now I'm living in Verona, so it's probably only get to like a game or so a year or two. But maybe I'll go to some Verona ones. Who knows?
Yeah.
It's tough though. Then
they're
you
a
have
good team.
and have a family, so it's just like you got other things going on a Sunday.
Yeah.
But I always did love going to a nice like Thursday night game or even a nice Sunday game if it's nice out.
Mhm.
So I'll definitely try to get to some this summer.
I guess I was kind of hoping that we could, kind of, not that we have to go chronologically, but we kind of talking about your family, your growing up years. I thought we'd work up until the big health event that you've had recently. So you graduated in 2008. You went to MATC for a while. Is that what you did?
I don't know.
Tell
It
us a little
probably
bit
ended
about-
up being. It probably ended up being. It was like for like a couple of years. I maybe took maybe not even a year break kind of thing, but then got into the 2-year like accounting program there, and then eventually finished up at Upper Iowa. Just they had like a Madison campus. And, so I don't know how many years. And Hudson and I were just like talking about this. I don't remember what year.
It had to be that because I graduated in 14 and my first.
14.
I only went to MATC for 1 year, and that would have been the fall or winter of 2014, winter, spring of 2015.
So I must have been just finishing up. Like I was like maybe last class or last couple of classes, whatever that semester when you messaged me or saw me in the hall. I don't remember what happened exactly, but you're like, you want to play some ball?
Yeah.
And I was like, I've been like, because when we first were at MATC, we played 2 years of intramurals. Good thing. I don't know. I don't think there's a limit. I think you could just play forever if you wanted to, because there was,
I think as long as you had one, if you were taking at least like one credit, you could play. I think that was what it said on there on the sheet. That's what we found. I think you had one class, and you were like, "Yeah, I'll play."
Yeah, let's do it.
We were doing it.
I was the old guy on the team, just getting boards. Like I told you, we were. You guys run.
Veteran leadership in the locker room.
I'm gonna hit the outlet, and you guys. I'll probably just hang out down here.
Save the steps.
If you guys don't shoot in the first 10 seconds, I'll come down. But
Yeah.
We shot a lot. We were not very good at passing the ball.
a lot of ISO ball.
Yeah,
which was a little different than like high school, right? So
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, Coach I 10 passes before you look at the rim.
yeah. But the nice thing when we first, so it was like, I think it was Sam Wilkinson's second year at MATC when we did intramurals, and we were incoming freshmen. I want to say we were runners up for that too. I don't remember who we lost. We lost to Ben Pickle. I don't know if it was a Cuba City team or it was like a hybrid team of who's a really good high school basketball player. But I think, and we definitely didn't have the best athletes in this whole league, but we did have something, I guess that's probably like overlooked, is we did have a common offense that we just ran. Like we didn't have a coach, right? But we ran the swing, which you have these other teams kind of just doing their own thing. So I think just having that like
chemistry,
a little bit of chemistry and fundamentals behind like your offensive. I mean, we also had Sammy, so it was just get Sam the ball. But
That helps. Yeah.
A little bit of offense and continuity, and then a good plan.
Yeah.
Get Sam the ball.
You don't get
always a
people
good
standing
plan.
around. At least
Right.
you had them.
Yeah.
Everyone kind of like.
Yeah.
We all knew somewhat of the offense, so I guess that was one good takeaway.
Who else did you have on that team?
I think it was Shane Moyer, Tyler Meyer, me,
That's
Sam.
3 2008 grads, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's eerily the same of our team. We
Yes,
had
it
three
was.
guys in the same class, and then a
Okay,
guy
yeah.
that was older than us.
Yeah.
I don't remember who else was.
Did you
Gosh,
have
now I
one
gotta,
of like Sam's friends? Were they all height? Was it all heights?
it was like an almost all Heights team.
Oh,
I want
okay.
to say
Okay.
there had to have been another.
Outside.
I'll probably
or
think of it
something.
later, but yeah.
Oh.
But we only
Dearson-
had, like,
well, no, Dearson went. He went to college like in
Yeah.
California, Florida, for golf.
Yeah,
He went
right
to
away.
Florida. Yeah,
He
he
went
went
to
right
Florida.
away to
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So
Orlando.
it probably wasn't Dearson.
No,
Kyle
I think.
Combs, no?
gosh, I almost wanted to say Fasagi, but I don't know if
Oh.
Kyle Fasagi went to Platteville right away or if he.
Didn't he go to
spent-
Stout right away? I thought he had like a football, basketball scholarship, like small scholarship or something like that. Maybe it wasn't Stout, but I remember he went for like a semester, didn't like it, and then came back down. That's what I thought I remember, but maybe not. Fasagi.
Yeah. I don't think it was. I think actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think we had a couple Wanakee guys.
Oh, okay.
Like
Oh,
Derek
Daly?
Daly.
Yeah,
Derek Daly
Daly.
and
Okay,
a friend
Derek
of his
Daly.
that played.
Yeah.
Because we would know Derek from playing like,
Yeah.
he was in our class and
Yeah.
he had been playing,
Mm-hmm.
our dads played pickup together. So we were like, we would go even when we were in like 8th grade, you'd go and you'd sit for 2 hours. And then at the end, people slowly left. And then even if you just could get that one game in at the end, we both just we'd love that. We loved
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
The gym rat days. I remember that when you just wait around, play with old guys, and
then everyone's tired by the end of the 2
Yeah,
hours and I
yeah.
have like fresh legs
Yeah.
and just ready to run.
yeah, yeah.
So then you finished like your gen eds
Yep.
at MATC, and then you went to Upper Iowa. See, I didn't know that. And were you there 2 years or 3 years?
So
or?
so what happened was after I got my 2 years, my wife Amber and I moved out to Milwaukee for a year. We lived in Greenfield, which is like a suburb. So that's how I got into public accounting. She was working at a hospital. Knowing like that eventually we'd move back, but we moved back about a year later. We just wanted to be closer to family and friends. So the place I was working at had a Madison office. So I went back there, but just having a year of experience, I said, okay, well, I would definitely want to like finish up my 4 years. So then that's when I went to Upper Iowa
Okay.
and just went to school and worked at the same time. Just did full time.
But did you say how long were you there?
About a year.
Oh, just a year.
Just about
Okay.
a year, yeah.
But they had a Madison campus, you said, right?
They had a Madison campus, yep.
So you were just
That's
doing
right.
it there,
They have
right?
right on the. They used to have a sign on the
Yeah.
belt line. It's right off the belt line. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
and I don't know if they've like moved a little bit. They're still in Madison, but
Okay.
there was some construction going on there, so I don't know if that was that building got taken down
The
or if
Zor,
they
I
just
think it was
moved.
the Zor Shrine.
The Zor sign. It was right next door to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's still there, but that's where I went.
I just remember seeing that.
Yeah.
Going in
That's
the-
exactly
Okay,
what it
I
was.
thought you went to Upper. I thought you went to the
I
campus
didn't.
there. You
I
did-
went to graduation, so that was like
Okay.
in the middle of nowhere. It was like a
Decorah,
few hour
right?
drive. Is it? I don't know.
Is it Decorah, Iowa?
Northern. Is that Northern Iowa University?
I guess I
I don't know.
know.
We drove past
Whatever.
it with Alan. He drove when he took
The
me home
Peacocks.
from
The
We were a
Peacocks.
Peacock.
I was a peacock.
Yeah.
Feathers up.
Yep.
Feathers Up. Alan, if you're
That's
watching.
it.
That's it.
So, what is your degree in?
Accounting.
Accounting.
Yeah.
Are you a certified public accountant, or are
No.
you a? What is?
I have all the credentials. I just have to, take the exam. So
but
So
that you don't think that'll happen, or you
no,
think
I think it will.
Okay.
I think just things have happened in the last few years that just kind of delayed that. But
Yeah.
it's definitely a goal of mine. So
Okay. And how does that? Do you have to study for it?
yeah,
And
it's a
then-
lot of studying.
It is okay.
And then I think there's 4 tests and like an ethics test, so maybe 5 total. But I think they recently upped it to like 30 months. You have once you pass the first one, you have like 30 months to get them all done. But
wow.
I'm taking obviously the harder approach at it because typically you go to school. I think you have to take you have to take some extra classes too. You have to hit like so many credits and certain ones count for it. But typically someone would come out of college start working at like a CPA firm. They don't have a ton of like work, so there's a lot more downtime, and they just study during the day. So you're kind of just at work studying until you get a project or something like that. So I'm definitely going to take probably the harder approach when it comes to it, but also, 6-7 years of experience should help. Real world experience should help with some of that stuff too. So
where did you meet your wife? And then you can tell us about your son.
So I met my wife at the UW campus we had. So we both had mutual friends. Luann Ballig a friend of mine, was roommates with one of my wife Amber's best friends from Oregon. So she's from Oregon.
Okay.
And we just met through mutual friends, and I want to say that was probably back around like 2010 or something too that we had met. So,
and then you have one child.
We have one son,
okay, one son.
Cameron.
Okay.
So he's 2 years, like 3 months.
I saw on your Facebook picture, I think it's a picture of you on a swing set.
Yeah.
With him.
Yeah. And that was like, I think I want to say we took that over like the Easter break at my parents'. So that was just a few weeks ago. So that's pretty much that's probably pretty current of a photo. But yeah, and he loves being outside.
Does he? I saw him. I think I saw another picture. Maybe did he have some like headphones on and you were mowing the lawn?
Yeah.
Or was that it? Okay.
That was. Yeah, he likes wearing those, and now he knows like Papa wears those when he's mowing the lawn.
He's talking and stuff.
He just doesn't stop talking. Very into like diggers, tractors. So we're always driving around looking for construction and stuff. So.
Yeah. What do you think? I mean, are you kind of seeing him going in the direction of sports, or is he going to be a construction guy?
I don't know. We definitely hope he gets into sports. Yeah. My wife's really played sports. So she was like a really good tennis player. So she went to state like a couple of years in tennis for Oregon. And then when she went to, I don't know what year she was at Edgewood, but she hadn't played since high school and decided I'm going to go up for the tennis team, and was like their number 2 at Edgewood. And I think she just she lost like one game all year, one conference game. Cause I think they played like a Whitewater too or something. So she maybe had lost to that number 2 there, but she only lost like one conference game. I was like, I knew she was good, but like we would play at the park and she wouldn't move at all. She was in the same spot, I feel like. And we'd be done after like 20 minutes because I was so tired.
Yeah.
And she just had me running back and forth. I was like, that was a good exercise. But that was like, I can do that. 15 minutes of just going really hard.
Do you mind hitting me with a tennis ball? I'll just run.
She's like, come on, it's only been 15 minutes. And I'm just like sweating and like tired. And I'm like, I need a break.
Had you ever played tennis before that?
We just for like fun. Like I had slowly been like learning the game over the years. So I like kind of understood the game, but I definitely didn't understand like where to stand, because she just, if I'm creeping up too much, she was just hitting it at my feet. They just, those tennis experts no, when you're out of place, just like any sport, I guess you're out of place in basketball, you're going to get taken advantage of. Same for tennis. You wouldn't think it, but
yeah.
So
like you're a Dolphins fan?
I'm a Dolphins fan.
Ricky Williams. So you weren't affected at all by, I was going to say Brett Favre. The same path, Rodgers. I guess. Aaron Rodgers is taking the same path as Brett Favre did, going to play for the Jets. You weren't affected by that. You're not a Packer fan.
No, but being a Dolphins fan, the Jets are in the division.
Oh no!
But the nice thing when that happened when Favre went to the Jets, they released Chad Pennington, who the Dolphins then signed, and I think that was like their last time they won the division.
Okay.
And I don't know if that was the year Brady. What did Brady do? Did he tear his ACL?
Was it 07? I think it was 07, 08, something like that.
I don't know. 07 sounds like the Randy Moss year, but
that's right. That might
be
right.
15-1, but it was.
Yeah, you're right.
Helmet
yeah, but I think there was. I think it was that same year. I think that was that same year that Brady busted his leg or whatever.
It was. Yep.
Yeah. Favre came into the division and Pennington went down to Dolphins.
Yeah, so that worked out well.
I don't know if I've ever asked you why or how did you become a Dolphins fan?
I really don't know. People ask me all the time, and I don't know if part of it was like everyone liked the Packers and I wanted my own team, and maybe the idea of sunny Miami was fun. I liked the colors were fun, and then I was a big Dan Marino fan, so I always reference Ace Ventura probably helped that relationship with the Dolphins too. Having
because I would come over to your house from time to time, like in middle school and stuff, and you'd always pick the Dolphins. I'm like, why is he picking the Dolphins?
Why is he picking the worst team on this game? There's so much better teams.
Yeah,
here.
we'd play Madden against each other, and
you're talking about
And you'd pick the Dolphins. I'm like,
yeah.
why are you picking the Dolphins?
But so what's happening? I mean, like in the division is like, are the Jets now the team to beat because of this? I mean, they were one of the better teams last year, weren't they?
They have I think they have probably a top 5 defense, which people are thinking, get the quarterback and they're like, and have like a somewhat solid offense could get them over the hump. But I think the Bills are still really strong. The Dolphins are really strong if Tua stays healthy, with the concussion issues, that's obviously been an issue, but they have, I think
they have a pretty good roster. The Dolphins have a good roster.
Yeah, they've been stacking up on defense. They got, Jalen Ramsey and Bradley Chubb the last couple of years. So they're adding like more pieces. They have a really good defense. I think the Packers kind of saw it. We played you guys for Christmas last year, but that was the game too. And then Tua got hurt. We didn't know after the fact, but that fourth quarter, he threw 4 picks or something and ruined my Christmas. But I think it'll be, and then you have the Patriots in the division. So I think it'll be it'll probably be fun having Rodgers there just because there'll be more like televised games too. So I don't know. We'll see. I think it'll be a tough division. We'll see if it holds up, because last year it was supposed to be like the AFC West was supposed to be really good. And then the Broncos struggled and the Raiders struggled.
Didn't play up to what you thought they were supposed to. Yeah. Do you have a hard time watching the games, or do you now have the NFL whatever red zone packages?
Yeah, I would stream it when I could.
Okay.
Those 12 o'clock games are nice because that's usually when Cam was napping.
Right.
The other games, if it was a night, or like you almost wanted, well, the Dolphins don't really play at 3 much, I guess, but you'd want like the night game or something. So it was like you could catch some of the game if it was like at noon. But so I think I caught like a good amount. That's probably typically when they played. Once a team starts getting better, then they start getting some of those like the game of the week type 3:30 type games or the night games.
Toddlers typically aren't into watching a 3-hour football game.
Nope, we have to turn straight on through whatever.
Yeah,
Blippi. All those kids shows, Bluey.
You're back now into all the kids shows again. Yeah. I'm out of the loop. I've got coworkers that'll tell me about something I don't know. I don't want to know either at this point, but.
And he's into he does get into like the Disney movies, so those were really fun to watch some of those. And like I probably watched like the same 4 or 5 when I was a kid. So like seeing all these Disney movies with Disney Plus has been fun. And he kind of gets into the movies when we give him a little bit of TV time at the end of the night. So it's fun. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Nostalgia.
Do you guys bike? Do you you said you go on rides to look for backhoes and big things? I mean, do you take Cameron on bike rides or is it just more just hanging around the house for fun?
It's probably more hanging around the house, but we have a kind of a newer development area. So a lot of the things that we can go to, we can walk to. So we get him in the wagon, and now he's at the age where he has to walk, but we bring the wagon just in case. And so we do go on a lot of walks, especially when it's nice out. He was loving the weather a week or 2 ago when it was 70 most of the week, and then he had a tough time understanding now it's back to kind of the winterish weather, and it's we can't go outside every day. And
why did you choose Verona? I mean, is that close to both works?
Yeah, we're Verona, we're almost like West Madison. We're just outside of Verona, and it was just to be closer to everything. At the time, Amber's was like I said, from Oregon, so she has family from Oregon and Black Earth. So it was almost kind of in the middle.
20 minutes to Black Earth and 25 minutes,
And she was at the hospital at the time, so it was a lot closer to both of our works and stuff, and friends and whatnot. So